Hello Sage Creek, I'm Nick Cepek, and welcome to another episode of The Sage. This week we have a story on the impact of COVID-19 on fitness and a profile of Vice President Kamala Harris. COVID-19 has affected all of us differently. Tomiris, Gumar, and Goedert have information on COVID-19's impact on fitness.
Hello Bobcats! As many of you may or may not know, the physical fitness test, a California state requirement, has been suspended this year due to the circumstances of the pandemic. We spoke with Coach Kung and Mrs. Carrazza to gain a better idea of how the suspension will impact students who have not yet taken the test or fulfilled the requirement. The FitnessGram test is typically administered in the spring of freshman year and serves to measure students' cardiovascular strength, upper body strength, core strength, flexibility, trunk strength, and body composition.
The goal is that you want to pass all of them, but the state of California says if you pass 5 out of 6, or in general, the FitnessGram, if you pass 5 out of 6, you've sufficed the standards needed.
Previously, for those who have missed the test or did not pass it, there have been other options for them to take it.
So in the past, the PE department at Sage Creek has done administrations and retests in the spring. So when the ninth graders are being assessed, then the 10th through 12th graders that hadn't passed the PFT, or someone that came from maybe out of state or missed the testing, maybe they had an injury, even though they're at Sage Creek, we've had students like broken legs, then they would take it again. And so they're notified by the PE department, and then they're expected to take it again.
However, the opportunities to take or retake the test this year have been put on pause.
We take all of our guidance from the state, and so the PFT has been suspended for the freshman class since September, and so that's something that's well known by the PE department. So our ninth graders are not taking the PFT. I don't know what state of California is going to say about whether or not they have to test in 10th grade. I don't know what our PE department's going to decide to do if that's the case. We don't have that information yet.
For the seniors who haven't fulfilled the test requirement yet, the suspension will not affect their ability to graduate.
They're obviously going to be waived because we're not even administering the test from a safety standpoint, and then also the state suspended it. So that would include the current seniors that may still have it presenting on their Aries account that it's outstanding. It's going to be waived. So that's a non-issue.
To learn more, you can check out the email sent through School Loop by Coach Kung titled Physical FitnessGram Suspension 2020 to 2021 School Year. Now back to the anchors.
The 2020 presidential election was unprecedented, in part because of the election of the first female vice president. Madeline Mack has more on the importance of Kamala Harris.
Madam Vice President, a title never before used in the United States until this past January. When Kamala Harris took the oath of office this year, she not only became the first female, but the first South Asian and first Black Vice President of the U.S. The gravity of this event spread across the country, including here in Harris's home state of California. Today, we'll explore what's different about our new vice president and what this historic development means to the Sage Creek community.
It's just the fact that the very first female vice president also happens to be a minority is just absolutely astonishing. Like, this is one of the things that, marginalized groups have been working for so long in America, and when we finally got it, and it's such a powerful foot in the door for us.
It's inspiring for everyone just to show how, regardless of your heritage, the color of your skin, your gender, anything like that, you're still able to do amazing things in America and make your way to one of the highest offices.
I was just proud. We can see ourselves in her position. Like, she's giving us opportunity to reflect and say, oh, that could be me one day. If she's doing it, so can I,
Her background as a part of multiple minority groups in this country must be considered when it comes to her role in the federal government.
She brings a viewpoint to the table that is so constantly overshadowed and just made an afterthought in so many big decisions on that congressional level. and she's going to be able to speak for so many people. And I think that's just absolutely powerful. We're going to see things that are prioritized that we've never seen before.
Just having more people in these higher offices that represent all of the country is something that America's doing a better job at. And it's something that's really important for us to grow as a country.
There is hope that with a more representative vice president, issues surrounding racism and sexism will be increasingly addressed.
I've talked to some other Black women, I've talked to some Black men, and for them, they understand the idea of symbolism, but we're more so concerned about accountability. Like, okay, now that you're in office and you are Black and you are a woman, like, what are you going to do for us? How are you going to help us elevate?
In terms of the Black community, definitely police reform. We need to break apart the racist roots of the police force and reevaluate everything and reestablish everything. I hope to see more progressive and fluid communication from Kamala Harris with leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement. I would like to see more involvement with these activist groups, because with the last presidency and the last bit of it with keeping 2020 in mind and everything, there has been such little communication between congressmen and government heads with people who are actually fighting for change.
Harris, being a woman of color, has allowed many people of this nation to see themselves in their vice president for the first time in history.
So many young Black girls everywhere, Black South Asian women, are going to be growing up wherever they are, and they're going to want somebody to look up to. And I feel like Kamala Harris is such a powerful symbol of that.
It's about time that a female person has taken the office of vice president.
I think she's going to, for generations to come, just create a generational sense of female empowerment.
With the election of the Biden-Harris administration, America has moved toward having an increasingly diverse government. As we are mere months into their first term, the nation will be seeing a lot more from Harris as she continues to work alongside the president, making history, as she has famously stated. While I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
I really hope that she does do a lot for us, and she leaves that legacy and that impact, so other women said, oh, look what she did. I'm going to go in and try to do that as well, or try to make big change like she did.
This has been Madeline, Mack, and JJ Martin reporting for The Sage.
Make sure to head over to thesagenews.com for new stories. Thank you for watching. This has been Nick Cepek reporting for The Sage.